Yes, lads and ladies, how is it going? James from Spurs Related here, and as you can tell from the tone of my voice and everything else that could possibly have gone wrong today has gone wrong. We have slipped up. We have lost 1-0 at home against Brighton, and what an absolute shambles that was. Just from start to finish, I thought it was going to be a case of maybe, first half we're going to have our usual sort of Spurs slow start, but no, it was the entire game. Brighton were the better team throughout the whole game. I think there's no excuses here. I think, Graham Potter got it spot on. Antonio Conte, put out his best 11. They didn't do the job today. Lackluster in midfield, lackluster up front. The front three were really off it today. And then poor defending for their goal. Eric Dyer got absolutely done up by one touch. Sent him flying, and Trossard threw on goal. Nice finish, to be fair, right at the end. And even when Bergwijn got that chance, you expect him to put that on target. And no, just completely awful on the volley, and puts it so far wide. I have no idea how he managed to do it, but let's get through some of your comments, because I can see a lot of you already in it, absolutely fuming, and rightly so. I mean, I'm fuming. It's ruined my Easter weekend. It is what it is. But Shantin here says, shambles, absolutely Sean. Hopefully you can enjoy your weekend still. But listen, trying to be on a positive note, top four is still in our hands. Like, we still have to play Arsenal. Even if they win later, they go level on points with us. But obviously not ideal, really not ideal. I'm saying Heart Attack FC. Harry Winks is literally useless. Did absolutely nothing when he came on, except some slips and bad passes. Yeah, just awful. Absolutely awful. Like, it wasn't even near to being good. It was just woeful. Woeful stuff. And 200th game for Harry Winks. I mean, it's way too many now. It's getting silly. Conte needs to make earlier changes. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I would honestly agree with that. Chelsea's saying it was a difficult one. Mate, it was more than a difficult one. It was just horrendous to take. But I hope you're doing all right, mate. Michael Bennett's in here. Welcome on in, Michael. He said, fucking same old Spurs. Anytime we need to beat the big boys and win, then we shit it out our pants and bottle it. Exactly. And it's not exactly like it was, a huge game today, like in terms of, it wasn't a Liverpool, it wasn't an Arsenal. It was a Brighton where you expect 3 points at home just to continue this top four surge. And we absolutely horrendous. And I'm saying Lucas should have never come on. Son was truly the only attacker to make a few chances that entire game. Kulu off for Bergwijn is better than bringing on Lucas with his awful touches. Bergwijn should have come on earlier for sure. Leo saying, I feel so dumb. I had such overconfidence. Mate, you're not the only one. Don't worry, Leo. Michael saying, Kane was so bad. We were playing with 10 men. Make it 9 with Reggie. Make it 0, says Sean. The comments are flowing in. Before I get through some more of them, I've got my co-host alongside me. It's not the Canadian you're used to, guys. It's not the usual Andre, but it is, of course, Bobby K, 3 Spurs boys. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm well, buddy. How are you? That's a bit of a loaded fucking question, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's a double blow for me today, actually. I tested positive for COVID earlier, and Spurs
I heard,
just
yeah,
lost.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, it's just all going wrong at once, to be honest with you, Bobby. And Spurs just ruined my Easter weekend. But,
Hey, James, I'm sorry. You get no sympathy from me, brother. We have to wake up at stupid o'clock in the fucking morning over here. I work a night shift. I come home afternoon. My apologies for the excessive vulgarity, man, but I'm beyond annoyed. I'm not even irritated. I'm fuck. You know what I mean? 6:20 in the morning we wake up. The boys did a pregame thing with Nick from Shelfside Spurs, though, so they got to go live to the stadium and everything. So they were well pumped up. I don't know, but you're lucky you're young. You don't got kids, so you don't know how hard it is to wake up kids at 6:20 in the morning. And now I got to deal with them all pissed off and moody.
Yeah.
I got a moody teenager already to deal with, and now he's even in a worse mood. And now I'm in a bad mood. Like, it's 9:46 in the morning, and my day is fucked. And it's not because of the fact that we lost. It's the fact that we put in such a fucking abysmal display. The way we lost. And you know what? I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I know we're all, Conte love, Conte preach love and everything like that. But he for the way he's got it so right the last few games with the halftime talks. I don't know what the fuck he got wrong today. I don't know if it's the COVID that maybe was there. Sorry, my phone just keeps going stupid. Let me shut this stupid thing off. Go away.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I know we lost. Don't have to fucking troll me.
Mate, I've already had a lot of it. I've had a lot of it already. Let's get through a couple more comments.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it, buddy. Yeah.
Says Ian saying our defense and midfield was suffocated so easily by their numbers. They always played with strength in numbers. Yeah, Brighton loaded that midfield today, and I did say that before the show. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I thought Brighton were going to win. No one did, but I did say we struggled against the team that plays with more midfielders, and we really, really did today. And I thought second half, like you said, Bobby, we'd come out and we'd learn from that, and we'd do something different. Conte would change it, and no. Kulusevski was really playing on a tightrope because of what he did in the first half. Arguably could have got sent off. Really silly thing to do.
Stupid. Very stupid. Yeah.
If that was against, card for that. Yeah. If that was against another player, maybe like a Zaha or something, and he rolled around on the floor, it's a red card. And I don't understand, to be honest, how it wasn't a red card. He went in with a lot of force and really did elbow
straight up.
Awful. Michael said, totally agree. What the fuck does Winks bring to this club? Absolutely nothing.
Oh, whoa. Go back to a second for Michael's comment, though. What the fuck does Winks bring to the club, Michael? What the fuck does he bring? A reason for us to act this way. He's absolutely terrible, man. The fact that he's even on the bench is just so disappointing. And when we came on, I was watching the game with Brian Daigle this morning. When he came on, we just looked at each other and we just shook our heads. At best, we're going to get a fucking draw at this point. So carry on. Sorry there. But Michael, you know what? It's a question to be asked. What the fuck does he bring indeed?
Yeah. I mean, just awful. He's just awful. Shishan says, told them not to be carried away by honest. Conte is just pushing towards their limits. Many players have to say. Ruben saying weekend ruin, top 4 race going wide open again. We never look like scoring for the entire game. Exactly that, Ruben. You're spot on. And we now need to hope
from Nepal. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, legend. And we now need to hope that Southampton do us a favour, or whoever Man United are playing.
And I hate that. I hate the fact that we've got to look at other games and hope for favors. I can't believe I have to cheer for Southampton today. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, James, we've got to go back, though. Let's forget this shit display and go back to the ones that Southampton, Wolverhampton. The points
and
that
now this one,
that are going to
9 points at home, 9 games,
right there,
3 games, there. 9 points at home,
and that should have been at least 3 points. At very fucking worst to these teams, we should be getting 1 point at very worst. Sorry, not first. Jeez.
This point about the wing back situation's real worry for
terrible.
If they can stop front three, our team seems nothing. With me, these wing back situations is scary for me. On God, even Reguilon, I'm gonna have to sell. Listen, I just think it's amazing how well Doherty was playing and how much of a difference it was.
What a difference! What a difference. Who would have thought a few months ago we'd be saying that missing Doherty is this fucking big right now?
And by the way, I hate to blame this.
Sorry, James, if it's okay with you, I've got an in-house guest at Kang Studios. Do you mind if I add him in?
Oh, of course you have. Of course you can.
Come on, buddy. The captain of the rant himself. Let's get some real swearing going.
Here we go. Mr. Daigle. He just appears. Here he is.
Brother, you good?
I'm good other than that, Shambles, mate. That was absolutely shocking. Brian, let's get your thoughts first of all. I mean, I know you guys got up early for that one, but how you feeling?
6:30 in the morning, I was fucking shaking this guy. Let's go. We got a game.
All right, this isn't going to be pretty. This isn't going to be nice.
Go on.
First of all, Reguilon, fuck the fuck off back to Madrid. You're fucking useless. Absolutely useless. And people got stuff going, oh, he's from Madrid. He's brilliant. He's quick. He's fast.
He's fast. That's about
useless.
He's fast.
You absolutely.
He was awful today, wasn't he? Did nothing.
He doesn't know what position to be in.
He has been awful since the end of last season. He's had the odd game here and there. He's pathetic. I want Sessegnon. I've been saying Sessegnon the whole time. The one game that we don't have any shots on target is against the team that.
No, we had one.
Do we have one shot?
We registered one. Okay. Three attempts, one on target.
Okay. It's still totally unacceptable. The very fact that we needed a goal and to score, and you make a substitution to take off Bentancur. The person coming on for Bentancur should have been Steven Bergwijn.
Yep.
And play one holding midfielder in Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and go for goals. But no, we bring Stevie Bergwijn, which Conte has got to take the full responsibility of. But once again, we were a shambles from the moment Kulusevski should have been sent off. Should have been sent
he
off.
should have been sent off. This is what we were just saying. 100%.
We were pathetic from there on in. Once again, we do all the hard work, get everyone talking, and then they do this. And then when you look at it, when you have a Regulon on the pitch, a Bergwijn on the pitch, a Winks on the pitch.
Those are our options.
I'm going to say what I say again because everyone knows my stance on the parasite above. When those players cross the white line, their performance has absolutely nothing to do with Daniel Levy.
Yep.
Nothing. The very fact they're allowed to get on that pitch has everything to do with that man. And it is not acceptable. We are bare-boned. Emerson has to play by default, unless you play Sessegnon out of position because we don't have cover.
Yep.
Skip out for the season, so Winks has to come on because we don't have cover. The whole thing is a big fucking mess. And I've already sent a tweet saying, before all the Levy-inners go, I'll wait for the Levy-outers to pipe up. I'm right here. I do it when we win. I do it when we lose.
Don't be so selfish. There's no iron team. We're right here. Fuck off, Levy.
No, but there's an ME in that motherfucker. So listen, it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
Cucurella fucking owned us back there today.
He did.
Listen, Brighton, we're all saying we're going to spank them 4s and 5s.
Yeah. 7s.
And
Nick on our pregame said 7 today. And we were all hopeful of that.
It's the only one I think
Display
that can
was
come
terrible.
out with any kind of credit, and this is me scratching the bones. I think Højbjerg did as much as he could try and get us forward. I think he's the only one that comes off that pitch with any kind of dignity or any kind of credit. It was a shambolic performance.
He tried getting things ticking, didn't he, Højbjerg? He tried to, pick up the ball, really put in a heavy tackle, good couple of switches.
Yep.
Everything else. I mean, defensively, I said that, I didn't call it for this game, but I said Eric Dyer always has a mistake in him. Ben Davies always has a mistake in him. Today, Eric Dyer got absolutely skinned by Trossard, got sent the wrong way, got sent up the pitch.
Yep.
Skin for the goal. Great finish by Trossard. And to be honest, Brighton did deserve it. They had more shots.
Yep,
they had more possession. They were up for it more.
James,
and like you said, I'm going back to one of your points, Brian, because you made a good few points there. But the one point that really I agree with you on is why is Harry Winks coming on before Bergwijn when we're chasing a game, when we're 0-0, when we need a win?
Bergwijn's been in for club and country.
I just don't get it. Why Winks?
I don't know why
What's he going to do? What's Winks going to do?
He should have been on instead of Mora. He's a much informed player out of them. And he had to come on straight up. Listen, whether Conte and having COVID has disrupted what he had going, and yes, he was training, but self-distancing and making sure he was within the parameter or outside the parameters, it didn't pass on to the players. Has it had an effect? We don't know. I mean, he looked, and it's through no fault of his own. In his press conference yesterday, he looked very withdrawn and tired, and you're going to get that with COVID. That's fair play. But it looked that on the pitch as well, and it's just the positive I will take out of today's game is for once the White Hart Lane crowd were non-stop, like literally non-stop, not pockets of atmosphere.
He owned us.
It was the fans did their part, and once again we're let down.
I'm more pissed off, James. The thing that pisses me off more is I think, and I think a lot of our fans will agree with this. Morning, Derek, is that our turn of form at halftime, the belief that I think we all went to this, heightened level of belief in Conte now, and in Conte we trust and everything because of the results of the last few games and what happened in the second half. So I think all of us were, even though we didn't put on a great display in the first half, I think all of us went into the second half relatively still not overly uneasy, if you know what I mean. Like we were okay. They didn't have too many scary opportunities that we thought, okay, they dominated the way Villa did against us and everything. We didn't play great, but we didn't play terrible, basically. So I think all of us kind of were coming out thinking the second half, Conte's going to work his magic. He's going to wave his magic wand like he has the last few games. They're going to come out and we're going to fucking get those 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 goals in the second half, smash the shit out of them. And that's why I think I personally didn't start shaking my head and putting my head down and getting pissed off until the 75th, 78th minute when I finally started losing hope. I still had that belief that Conte, everything that he's done in the second halves, the last few games, will still transpire. This is still going to come to fruition. the wave of the Lily White Army is going to come at you, and we're going to fucking boom, 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 boom. And even that one, we had a stat came up. They had 10 shots, 4 on net, and we were at 4 attempts with 0 on net.
Unbelievable.
And my kids were with me. The little ones were watching with us, and turned around and said, "Look, we just need one." And literally, that one chance came right there, right after that, when that was the Cucurella blocked Kane.
Yeah.
Well, just that instant stop. But I still held on to hope because we just need that one chance. We have the quality. We don't need quantity. We need the quality. We have the quality. But today, the fucking lack of effort from everybody on the pitch, and it was just absolutely disgusting. We can't even point the finger at one player and say, "You were bad. You were bad. You were bad." It's an easier question to ask who was good.
Exactly, 100%, and you're spot on, and I agree with you. I still had belief at halftime. I was like, well, this is a shit half. We've been seeing lots of bad first halves against Newcastle, Villa. Conte will sort them out, and like you said, even at sort of 60, I'm thinking the goal will come.
Yeah.
But normally our good spell is between 45 and 70, isn't it? That's where we've seen the most goals from Spurs, and in those minutes, we were actually the worst team. We weren't good enough. We weren't good enough the whole game. And I just was waiting for us to come alive, and it never happened. It never happened. And as you got later and later in the game, you just thought, this isn't ending 0-0. This is probably going to end 1-0 Brighton the way we're playing. And it just got worse. It got worse. We didn't look like scoring. And for you guys, what happened to Kulusevski today? I mean, without singling out players, what was happening with him today? He lost his head. Maybe you want to take this one, Brian?
Listen, Kulusevski, I think it was as soon as he got that yellow card, he was on a tightrope. I think he was pretty fired up. Listen, he didn't make contact, but he certainly went to make contact. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. And all I will say with that player is thank God he didn't go down rolling on the floor or whatever, because that would have gone to VAR and then it would have been good night, see you later, goodbye. And from that moment, he just did not seem up for it. He seemed rattled. Then obviously he got clipped and went down halfway through the second half, or quite near the end of the first half. He just weren't. And again, listen, he's come to Tottenham. He's set the world on fire and set a high standard. It doesn't mean he's going to do it every single goddamn game. And it was such a drop-off from the brilliance that we've seen that it weren't even a gradual decline. It was like a wallop. Boom. There you go. Here's my...
drop. Straight like a roller coaster.
Like Bentancur did against United. And then all we can say is hopefully Kulusevski comes back in the next few games and responds like Bentancur has. But yeah, and I mean, I don't know if people watched We Are Tottenham TV yesterday with their update video, and the first headline was Conte seeks assurances. Well, now he's going to seek them a hell of a lot more. Yeah. Kulusevski had an off day. He had an off day, but you know what? So did 9 other men. The only 100%. One, like I said, Højbjerg's the one that I'm giving a pass today.
I think Lloris as well had another good game. A couple of times he made a couple of saves. But other than that, I think you're right. Højbjerg, and I can't think of anyone else. Kane was off it. He kept losing the ball way too easily. Yep. Son wasn't his usual kind of quick feet, couldn't get the ball out of his feet.
But they did better than the rest of everybody else out there. And I'll give them at least 60% credit, whereas everybody else gets fucking 0.
Yeah, Ben Davies in the first half, the amount of times he was sloppy. God. Like, do you remember that ball that he played across to Lloris?
Right across the fucking net to Lloris. Thank God Lloris remembered to bring his feet today. Twice that happened. Twice.
And that's why I said Lloris deserves credit
by us assisting them.
Exactly.
I turned around when that ball got played across. I looked at my son, and my 15-year-old turns to me because I've known since 5 years old not to do that.
Yeah.
You never fucking play the ball across your own goal.
Well, especially without looking. If it's completely safe, maybe.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's what you're taught.
30 yards off, okay.
Never across goal. You're taught that. You're right, from grassroots level.
Stupid.
And I'm saying the passes were horrible today. Like we're saying, easily intercepted. We could never get a grip, and our set pieces were horrible too. And also, their set pieces scared the shit out of me yet again. Yeah. There was a number of times it went across, and you're thinking they're just going to nod this in. It could have easily been 2-0.
If Danny Welbeck had any quality, we could have lost this game 3-0.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and he is shocking. Tom, big up Tommy, saying congested midfield, which means you need to rely on your wing backs. Royale and Reguilon couldn't cross a tee or finish their dinner. Yeah. This is the crap that we are left with again. Nothing new.
You got to remember as well.
Levy in.
Reguilon, when that brilliant ball came in from Højbjerg in the first half, this man who's blessed with pace couldn't even time that right. Like Tom said, a big up to Tom.
Big up, Tom.
When you say your wing backs, are those two?
It's awful. Emerson Emerson again. What did he offer today? Like, actually, I thought in
you know
the
what? But
first
why is
half,
Birchwood not being tried there? We've already seen that he's so fucking inconsistent. He doesn't have the ability to put 3 games together. At best, he'll have 2 mediocre ones. And the only way he even looks mediocre at best is because Romero's there covering his ass.
Look, you've got to remember as well with Romero, we know he's not our best player, but he's now been forced to do a position which he should be doing, but he should be able to play it better. But he has just come over. He's got, in that you can't, just because he's a scapegoat, and like Ben Davies,
I'm not faulting him.
There's just because he had a bad game. This guy has now been forced into this.
Yep.
Tanganga injured, can't even play there.
Mhm.
Lack of depth once again. Lack of strength in depth once again. And when you've got Reguilon and Sessegnon, and I pray to God Sessegnon starts every single game for the rest of the season. I've said for a few weeks now, I'm sure Reguilon's fucking off, and this is why I want Sessegnon. At least Sessegnon's staying at the club. At least Sessegnon understands you look at the Leeds goal when he set up Doherty, he understands this position better. Reguilon brings nothing to this team. Emerson, we have to play by proxy. That's how it is. So when there isn't an alternative, you can't just go, all right, we'll put someone else there because they did play on the right side. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Bergwijn, I think, can make a great right wing back in an attacking sense, but that's when Conte...
Even more up, because at least he puts in a fucking effort.
Conte has to take them for the whole pre-season and say, right, next week you'll play... Next season, this is your position. For the next 6 weeks, I am training you hard. You don't just put...
That's an experiment that needed to start games ago.
Yeah, but you don't do it in the middle of the season.
No, you can't do it now. Not with 6 games left now.
That's
Fuck, we can't be doing that now.
Pre-season, that gets done. But Emerson is the only choice. And who's
by default? Yeah.
But to be fair, I agree with what you're saying, Brian. I also see what Bobby's saying. Like, now's not the time to experiment. But also, after that performance from Reguilon, I would say he was one of our worst players on the pitch, if not the worst.
Player.
And then any other time you would drop him. So I would say if Sessegnon's fit, I would bring him in. Like, you don't change 3 or 4 things. You change maybe 1 or 2. And I think that has got to be one of the ones they look at.
Considering the run of form we've had lately, I'd agree with you, James. Don't go rocking the whole fucking boat now. But you do need to change a few, key pieces because nobody was up for it today.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody was up for it. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, I don't want to fucking say it, but it has to be said. That goes straight back to Conte. Because if this was Mourinho in charge right now or Nuno in charge, we would be fucking calling for his head and just blasting the guy right down to the fucking ground. So Conte got it wrong today. He got the system wrong. He didn't change the system at halftime. The players came back in the same fucking formation. It wasn't working. We weren't breaking them down. We weren't getting through. We didn't even at least you look back at that the balls played out of the back last week. Okay, they're not letting us through. Let's start playing that fucking long ball. Look at that, worked out for us. Romero, flick, Kane, boom, Sun channel goal. Just like that. Just like fucking that. So if we couldn't get through that, then why are we not changing the system? And
Bergwijn had to
maybe
come on
maybe it's the COVID effect. I don't know, but I'm sorry, Antonio. You got. We weren't singing your name.
He got it wrong today. He got it wrong, and I'm sure he'll be first to admit that in his post match conference. Let's get through a few comments. I know you guys are tight for time, but let's get quickly through a few comments because they're coming flowing in. There's 35 of you across all platforms. Amazing stuff, guys. Big up the support. Please do smash a like button.
Misery loves company.
Yes, the great company, exactly that. Brian saying where are the so-called leaders in this team? It's a good point. I think Højbjerg was the only leader there today, to be honest. Kane was non-existent. I can't lie, it's his worst game for a while. The Bertie Hotspur saying so true, Brian. Everyone was poor, and to bring on Winks, definitely a white flag moment. Tom saying sick of it, lads. Absolutely sick of it.
Tom? How are we, brother?
Leo is saying we're now sat in hope that Southampton pull off a masterclass. Yeah. Absolutely. Why are we relying on other teams? It was in our hands.
The fucking Saints today.
Spurs Plus saying, lads, didn't see that the game, and with everyone's expressions, I'm happy I didn't. Mate, you missed.
I wish I was hanging out with you.
Yeah, I wish I was doing whatever you were doing,
or
mate.
Slept the fuck in.
Yeah, you guys could have had more sleep. Unbelievable. At least you get to watch the ballers, the little Bobby K baller, and playing a bit of football in a minute. And I'm saying we seriously need to respond well next week. Pretty sure it's Brentford away, which it is, and I can assume you will not be easy.
100%,
Brentford
it will not be.
Decent team.
You've
at
already
the
been saying that. Brent, that's going to be our bogey game.
I've been saying for 4 weeks. That's the game I'm concerned, and that's before Eriksen did what he did against Chelsea.
Good.
Before Eriksen started playing, it's. I've been saying this for a while. I'm very, very worried about. I'm more worried about that game than I am Anfield.
Wow, really, Brian?
Yep.
I'll take Basuma. tomorrow.
A couple of comments about Basuma, guys. Sorry, I maybe didn't pick up on all of them, but Joy Boy saying Basuma destroyed your midfield, underestimated Brighton today. You should have looked to buy Basuma, great player, just not great news around him off the field. Exactly that. Would you guys take Basuma very quick one for both of you?
It's such a great comment by this dude. I don't know who he supports because obviously he's saying
he's new to here. Big yourself up, mate.
So yeah, welcome. But you know what? Welcome to the life of Tottenham. We should buy these players. We should pay the money for these players. But we have I'm going to choose my words carefully, a bastard and a parasite in charge that people, unlike myself, that take his bullshit and say that he's doing a wonderful job. Look at the training ground. Look at the stadium.
The grass. Did you see the grass lately? It's fucking beautiful.
It's a nonsense. We don't get these players. We won't pay the money for these players. Should we have Basuma all day goddamn long? Will we get Basuma? Hell fucking no.
Sorry, there was a comment earlier. I don't know if you ended up putting on screen when I missed it coming up or something. Somebody had said something because both of us were basically in agreement that Winks is absolutely shit. We don't want him near our football club. And somebody came up saying something about if he's shit, how has he made over 200 appearances for the club? Simply, Daniel Levy hasn't bought better fucking players. And that's it.
Also,
bottom line. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick to you, whoever made that comment.
Here, Miles. He's agreeing with what you're saying.
Sorry, Miles, when a player like fucking Winks gets 200 appearances, that right there shows what this man's been fucking going on about right there. Why is he preaching on? Because a player like Winks, who wouldn't even fucking start most likely in half of Watford's games, has gotten 200 appearances for our club.
So you what you go out of that? When he started under Poch before he got a horrific injury against Burnley.
Okay, fair enough. So he had 18 decent months.
So he started off well, but
I'll give him 2 years tops.
It's not even 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. I'm being generous.
But then it's got to the point now where, like Bobby has just said, this is what I've been protesting for 14 years. This is why I stand up and I don't go away. Rather, when you have certain teams like Liverpool's, Man City's, United's, the Filth, Chelsea, everyone who wants to be a big club mentality, when a manager can't take them any further or players get to a final and can't get a job done, rather than saying, right, listen, you've taken us as far as you can go, we're getting rid of you, we need to upgrade, we give these players new contracts because we won't go out and spend the money. So they fester and they fester and they fester. Winks has seen off
old furniture.
Winks has seen off Pochettino. Winks has seen off Jose Mourinho. Winks has seen off Nuno Espirito Santo. He's seen right off Ryan Mason. All these managers have been known that if the players revolt and go to the board will act and chuck the manager out. Now we've got a manager that will not tolerate this shit, or I hope we still have a manager come the beginning of next season that won't tolerate this shit. We keep offering these players new contracts, long contracts.
We're rewarding them.
And then when we do try and sell them, and the manager wants money to bring players in, the parasite gives an astronomical price.
Yeah.
And says, right, you could have him, but Harry Winks 35 mil. I wouldn't pay 35 quid for him.
You'd have to pay me to get rid of him.
There you go.
yeah, 100%. Unbelievable.
Sorry, Leo up there had put, he was asking if Skip is fit. Skip's done for the season.
100%. Yeah, this groin injury isn't going away. He's got a nasty infection.
He was supposed to come back to sit on the bench against Aston Villa, and the following week they say he's done for the season. So again, Daniel Levy, great fucking job. Can you only not get us the players we need and support the management properly? You can't even get a proper fucking medical team. But hey, my sons went on a tour of the stadium with Nick from Shelfside Spurs this morning. The stadium's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
At least we got a pretty house, guys. Furniture inside sucks.
Yeah, furniture's from Poundland. Yeah. Leo's saying Ronaldo's just scored to Man United 1-0 up. So just to add to our great Eastern news.
Wonderful. Pile on the misery. More, James. More. Tell us how Arsenal's winning 7-0. The fuck, James?
James, I just need to correct that you said it's not Poundland. Daniel Levy don't go to Poundland while the 99p store's still open. So don't.
Yeah, good point. Very good point, Brian. A couple more comments. There was a long comment I kind of just skipped past because we were kind of in the middle of it. It says, hey, James, how are you? Obviously, we are not fine. Exactly that, Elvis. It's a bad day for today. Kulusevski should have been sent off maybe for half time. Yep. I don't understand all this giggling. I have a bad feeling since yesterday about this game, but I tried to be positive. The whole team was shambolic. Yep. We lacked squad depth, which mostly turns to hit us. We were poor, too many mistakes. The players are tired. and are human beings. What do you guys think of that? Do you think
there's nothing to argue in that statement as far as I'm concerned, Brian?
100%.
Well, no, I've said it the whole time. When I keep saying players need a rest, everyone goes, "Oh, but they've had a week. They've had a week." Yeah, they've had a week, but they've also had 8 months into a 9-month season.
Yeah,
players. We don't have the strength in depth. Players play it, as that guy said, or woman. Sorry, I didn't catch the name.
Elvis.
Okay, so the guy. So we are human. We can't keep up doing the same thing, and it's intense. Yes, they get paid royally, but it's intense shit they do at training. They don't go. They don't go sit in a hot tub all day and then play some tiddlywinks and then play like dodgeball or something.
Yeah,
they're in the gym. It's a lot of grinds, and we don't have the strength in depth. It doesn't matter if you got a week off. If you playing like Harry Kane, when he started hobbling, could you imagine if that ankle when he started hobbling if he went off?
No, I was a bit nervous about that.
Every time that happens, it's like, and if you remember, it happened against Villa as well near the end.
We were fucking cringing, man, you and I.
I was like, take him off. We're 4-0 up last week. If he's hobbling, take him off.
Yeah, and they were targeting him.
But this is what happens. We don't have strength in depth. They're 8 months into a 9-month season. All right, Kulusevski should be. They haven't played a lot of Juve, whatever. But these players, just because they haven't played a lot of games, they train 5 days a week. All right, it's 2 or 3 hours a day and sometimes double sessions. But they're in the gym lifting fucking hard weights. They're running non-stop. They have a life. They are humans. If we go to work and work 9 to 5s or whatever, and we're shattered after a week. Look at the work they're putting on their body and everything. It's always going to happen. Look at Liverpool. Five strikers. Oh, if Firmino's a little bit tired, we'll bring Jota. Oh, if Mane needs a rest, we'll bring on Diaz. All of them.
Yeah, but if something happens to Kane, we can bring on
Dane Scarlett.
yeah,
we don't know one.
Sorry, do you have a name? Because I don't have one. Fill in the fucking blank.
It's getting to the point now. Listen, I, James, you know me, and you've known me long enough now, and you know what I stand for, and you know what I'm trying to do. Not just myself, with a host of people. I just so happen to be the one that's on YouTube out of my lot that has the platform. And as you know, even before you and me started talking, Dan will know, Tom will know, Derek Hutchinson will know, a lot of people in this group know. I have been fighting for this for 14 years. I have been calling this for 14 years.
Yeah, you have.
And some people go like, "Oh, why is he still doing this? Oh my God, we got a great set." Well, yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah, absolutely, you're spot on. And maybe a kind of concluding kind of question, or one of the concluding questions for both of you. What happens next? Obviously, Brentford away next Saturday. We got a week to sort ourselves out. Do you guys think we need to change some of the starting 11? I think Brian will clearly say about Sessegnon, but maybe anyone else. And B, do you guys think that we will step it back up and we'll get back to our form, or do you think it's now a case of, this morale's just been shot, we've backed down to reality? What do you guys think is going to happen?
Well, you've already got your thoughts about this one, right? No, so you've already been saying you're already uncomfortable, so go.
Yeah, I've said all along this is going to be a draw. This game is going to be a draw. And the reason I say a draw, beat the filth 2-0, first day of the season. Drew in Liverpool 3-3. I think they lost 1-0 to Chelsea at Brentford, but they battered Chelsea at Brentford. Well, they battered Chelsea at Chelsea. Christian Eriksen's come in and started doing bits. Going to Brentford in that small, compact stadium is not an easy place for anyone. And I've said all along that this game's got draw written all of it. And after a performance like that, we'll be lucky to get a draw. If we perform like that, we lose.
Oh, 100%. And Brentford are playing well. They're playing
very well. And I'm genuinely, I've been saying it for a few weeks, genuinely concerned about this game.
So guys, okay, worst case scenario, obviously I'll go to Bobby again after this and hear your thoughts, Bobby. But let's go worst case scenario. We go to Brentford next week. We lose. Arsenal win this afternoon. Man United win this afternoon. And then it's all back square. Well, actually, it wouldn't be back square. Arsenal would be then 3 points ahead of us. Yeah. And then we'd have to then beat Arsenal at home and beat them on goal difference.
This is what Sky Sports wanted.
This is what they wanted, isn't it? So what I'm asking is, if we've got all that pressure, we lose to Brentford, Arsenal, we then have to beat. There's no like draw involved. We have to win.
Oh, Brentford scored. Thank you, Leo. There you go.
Oh, brilliant. But what I'm saying is, do you guys think we would beat Arsenal with all that pressure on us to have to beat Arsenal?
You know what? That's a very good question, James, because an hour and a half ago, Well, it's about 2 hours ago where it's at 100% without a
Yeah.
fucking doubt because
That's what I mean.
of the fact that the Conte effect is being felt. The ripple effect of the Conte effect is being felt by the players, by us as fans. The faith levels were high. The fucking, I guess we were just the pedestal was up there and we were all on it together, basically, singing and yeah, here we go, rah, 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 top four, here we come. And again, we've just been brought back to reality. We've been reminded why we fucking need to look at this piece of shit and look at our ownership and everything and come to our board. But again, I've said this 100 times too. Now, my buddy is a staunch leave you out supporter. I'm not 100% leave you out. I'm more 100% leave you open your fucking checkbook and support your manager properly. That's where I am, because I still sit on the fence that I'm terrified that we could have ownership come in that would be more like a business, even fucking worse than eating, and we could end up in a worse situation. So that's the only reason I'm fearful of consistently kind of sticking to that. But that being said, changes need to be fucking made. 21 years of the way he's run the club is unsuccessful. And to sit here and try to think that just finishing in the top four, but financially we've done really well. Look how much money Manchester. I saw somebody posted today about Manchester fans were going to protest and stuff like that, and they're moaning about this and that, and and look how much money their club has spent. Like the last 25 years, they sound like Spurs fans. Fuck no. You tally up the trophies they've won in the last 25 years with that money they've spent.
Exactly.
They've got more money. They got more trophies in the last 5 years. Fuck 25 years than we have in 25 years. So
Absolutely.
You can't compare apples and oranges. It's not even a fucking conversation to be had. And
100%.
It just baffles me that that's even a consideration. But we have the ability now to take destiny into our own hands. And at the end of the day, whatever we were doing the last few games, were we on a 7 from 9? In the last games? So we need to make that an 8 from 10 now. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, no. Now we go 7 from 10 because we lost today. So we got to go 8 from 11 now. Basically, we have to step up in the Brentford game. We have to make sure that we don't put ourselves in a position where that derby comes down to everything being put on us. The pressure is on us. We're playing at home, and if this is the kind of fucking home display we're going to put up for the fans, then you know what? We're going to get destroyed in that game.
100%.
They've got youngsters coming in, and some of those youngsters might not understand the true value of what the derby means, and they might come in with no pressure on them.
Fearless.
Go out and play football.
100%.
And then we're gonna have the pressure on us, and we could fucking risk losing. And I'm terrified about that. So come on, Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, but we shouldn't be saying that. That's what a lot of the followers are saying here. Is like, why are we relying on other teams to do our dirty work for us when we had it? So we could have made it 6 points at 2 o'clock on a Saturday. Happy days, enjoy your Easter weekend. And now we're watching. We're all watching. Look, everyone in the chat, fair play, you're watching it, but we're all watching Arsenal to see if they slip up.
Exactly.
Man United, it's unbelievable. But quickly to answer the question, just quickly, guys. Other than Brian saying about Sessegnon, who do you bring in against Brentford and why? Myself, or are you asking Brian? Any of you, either of you, both of you. You said Sess already. Who else you want to bring in?
No, I mean,
for me, it's Bergwijn. Bergwijn's got to come in, and I want to see him on the right wing.
Do you drop Kulusevski?
Put him on the right wing back. Fuck it. At this point, fuck it. No. Because there's no way he could do worse than Royal. No. You got Romero still covering the defensive end of it, so let's see if he can at least bring some offensive flair to that side. No. Because Royal brings fuck all. He brings fuck all. He's not in the defensive positions. He doesn't get into the attacking positions. He can't cross a fucking ball. He can't play a fucking ball. All he can do is pass the ball once and run straight. Run straight. That's all he can fucking do. That's it. So you know what? At this point, try fucking Bergwijn. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, try it. Try it for the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes. If it doesn't work out, pull him. Then put that fuck bag out there.
Yeah, Brian's not agreeing, Brian.
That's the problem. If you do that and then it goes wrong and your replacement to sort out the issue is Emerson, that's fucked up.
Then
what you need to do is have him on the bench like you did today, and if things aren't going right, pull Bentancur or Højbjerg out and only have one holding midfielder and put him on.
He won't go for one holding midfielder. He doesn't play with less than two for some reason.
You asked me what I would do. You asked me what I would do, and what I would do and what he needs to do if we need goals and if we need to get a win is you're going to have to say, I have not. Once again, because of leaving.
But you're saying start Royal, though. Leave him in that position.
You've got to, because if you start Bergwijn and it goes tits up, your solution is to change it with the person that you've changed because it's shit.
But I don't think it's a downgrade. either bringing Royal on is not fucking. It's not an upgrade or a downgrade because either way they're both fucking shit in that position. So why not? Let's take a chance and see if maybe this guy. We're sitting here saying that he could be absolutely shit. What if he's absolutely fucking brilliant?
Yeah, but the thing is,
it's a gamble at this point. I'm willing to fucking take after what I saw today.
If he's not, and we go 2-3-0 down. You're then taking off an attacking player that can play.
By the time we're 1-0 down, you would see the way that side of the field is being run, and hopefully Conte makes the fucking decisions.
Brian, what you could do, I guess, if you're going with Bobby's thoughts, rather than take Bergwijn off and put Emerson on, I guess you could then put Emerson on, keep Bergwijn up, and take off a different player.
Anything, bring him on later. That's what Brian's saying.
No, he's saying you then take off a Bentancur or Højbjerg, put Emerson on, and then push him up. Bergwijn. Yeah,
you're saying Bergwijn
on you can do it that way, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
Royale's got to start, unfortunately, by proxy. I think Bergwijn's ideal position for us is that right wing back. You got to remember, he did it for Jose as a defensive one, and he's not a defender, and he did a good job. I think he can be a brilliant attacking one, but that's not something you say 7 games left into a season when top 4 is at stake.
100%.
And literally. We would say Harry Kane and Conte's future is riding on this. You don't start experimenting right now. You give it Conte 6 weeks. Look what he did with Victor Moses.
Yeah.
He had Victor Moses at pre-season, then knew what his capabilities were. And then when things went tits up, he said, right, you're going there. I've been working with you for this long. You can do it. And he flew. You don't just change someone in position when we're right at the most important
6 games left now. 6 games left.
Exactly. And then
we need a result next week, though. We got to come up with something.
You can't put it. You start Emerson. Unfortunately, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe one more question after I've got through a few comments, and then we'll type things up.
Sorry, actually, I'm already they're already banging on the doors upstairs. We're supposed to leave.
We are on TV as well.
All right. You chip. I'll finish up with James here. You get started. Do it on your phone because we got to leave. Yeah.
Everyone, I'll see you later. Kuva, much love.
Who's in the house? Kuva 69.
Always, Levy out.
Take it easy, Brian. Cheers, mate.
There you go. Get a signature sign off as well. I'll go back to my spot in the middle. I don't have to share my camera anymore.
Right, let's quickly go through these comments, Bobby, and then let's wrap things up.
Kuva, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, big up Kuva. He said we had no beef.
Man.
We had no beef in the midfield. Skippy is sorely missed. Louis saying, big up, lads. Shows these players can't turn up when it really matters. Huge mentality issue and pathetic wing backs. Absolutely.
Louis or Luis, however you say it, you're being fucking generous. Pathetic wing backs is a compliment today.
Leo saying, do you think maybe Emerson needs a full season to adapt to this league and will improve massively in his second season?
Yes, I think he's we are being a little bit unfair to him. He does need a bit of time to settle, but at the end of the day, he's had his opportunities and he's failed in those opportunities. So, he's been given the time, and yes, he needs more time. So it's kind of a double-edged sword with that one. Kuva, to the untrained ear.
To the untrained ear, you may think Bobby K isn't an Emerson fan. I agree, though. If Emerson was a racehorse, he'd have been shot up at 5 games ago and repackaged as glue. Horrendous.
Thank you, Kuva. Thanks for making me smile, brother. I love you.
He said Cessi's a big game player this season and surely couldn't have worse finishing than Reggie. Yeah. Absolutely.
My dead grandmother's got fucking better finishing than Reggie, man. She's gone, brother. She does.
Right.
Love you, Grandma.
Guys, that is all we have time for. Massive thank you to everyone in the chat for all your comments. The comments have been nuts today. I've hardly been able to keep up with them. Sorry if I didn't read your comment out.
Good job by yourself, buddy. Considering you have COVID as well.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Spurs make me feel even worse. But obviously, also a massive thanks for the fill-in co-host of Bobby K and Brian Daigle. But Bobby,
having us on, brother.
Bobby, where can they find you? Obviously, starting your YouTube career. Let's get you a few more subs, mate. Let's get there's 25 people in here.
You know what? It's I can tell you now that more importantly, as a father, I have to give shout outs first. So that me and the boys got our channel going now. We have our very own channel. It's mostly for them though. It's called the 3 Spurs Boys, the number 3 Spurs Boys, all one word. And as Sean Butler likes to say, hashtag no spaces. So that's 3 Spurs Boys, one word. And Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. GMT. You can find me over on Tottenham Tantrum Gold. And I'm having a fucking tantrum right now, so I can't even say my name properly. Yeah.
Big up, Bobby, and big up, Joy Boy, saying big up, boys. Have a blessed day all. But listen, guys, please do get over to the 3 Spurs boys. Bobby, very last minute, filling in for Andre. I don't know what's happened to Andre. Maybe he's just gone back to bed in a sulk. I'm not too sure. We'll have to
today,
find
James.
out.
He was smart. He woke up, looked at his alarm, and fuck this.
He couldn't be asked.
But bang, smart fucking move, Andre.
Guys, they've got 125 subs. As Bobby K said, it's Bobby K and his 2 sons. They're both brilliant. They're going to make amazing hosts. Already are in great confidence. Please do get over there. Even if we give them 2 or 3 subs, do your bit, Spurs Relatables. I know you can give them a few more subs. Please smash the like button. There's been about 30 of you.
That was great. That was great. Sorry.
There's been about 20 or 30 of you in throughout, so please do smash the like button. It really does help the YouTube algorithms on our journey. And as always, guys, massive thanks to you lot. Please do try and enjoy your Easter weekend if you celebrate that. And if not, have a nice long weekend. And try not to think too much about Spurs till next game. Yes. And as always, guys, remember, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.